Enoch, the seventh from Adam, also prophesied, saying, "Behold, the Lord comes with thousands of his saints to execute judgment on all." Jude 1 verses 14 to 15. The Book of Enoch, an ancient and controversial work, reveals secrets many believe were deliberately kept from the Holy Scriptures. It tells us about rebellious angels who taught forbidden knowledge to humanity, giants who walked the earth, and events that changed the course of the world. But why was such an intriguing book, highly regarded in the early centuries of Christianity, excluded from the biblical canon? What does it reveal that could have been too dangerous to include among the sacred texts? In this video, we will explore these questions and dive deep into a text that offers a new perspective on the spiritual universe, the role of angels, and the fate of humanity. Prepare for a journey that challenges traditional narratives and uncovers mysteries long kept in the shadows. Enoch is one of the most mysterious figures in the Bible. He is described in the book of Genesis as a righteous man who walked with God and was taken up to heaven without dying. Enoch walked with God. Then he was no more, because God took him. Genesis 5 verse 24. His closeness to the Creator made him remembered as someone who held special and profound knowledge about divine secrets. The Book of Enoch, a work attributed to him, describes in detail events not mentioned in other biblical books, such as the rebellion of angels and the emergence of the Nephilim, a race of hybrid giants. However, unlike other books that make up the Old Testament, the Book of Enoch was excluded from the official biblical canon in various religious councils. But what made this book so controversial? One of the main reasons is that it challenges many established beliefs, especially regarding the interaction between heaven and earth. It details the fall of the Watchers, angels sent to protect humanity, who ended up rebelling and corrupting the world with their forbidden knowledge. The impact of this narrative on theology was so significant that many religious leaders considered its content disturbing and even dangerous for the nascent Christian faith. However, it is important to note that the exclusion of the Book of Enoch from the Western canon does not mean it was completely forgotten. In the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, for example, the book is considered an integral part of the Bible to this day. Additionally, the book continued to circulate among scholars and religious communities over the centuries, especially because of its mystical and supernatural revelations. This exclusion also raised a question that persists to this day. What is in this book that religious authorities feared so much? And what does it reveal about the nature of good and evil that could shake the foundations of traditional theology? The Book of Enoch is a work that goes far beyond a simple religious narrative. It delves deeply into cosmic and spiritual themes that challenge traditional understanding. Enoch, one of the few humans to witness the inner workings of the celestial universe, offers us a unique vision of a hidden world. According to the book, Enoch was taken to heaven by angels, where he was able to contemplate the cosmic structures that sustain the universe. He describes the hierarchical organization of angels, unknown celestial realms, and even the mysteries behind the movements of stars and planets. These revelations offer a much more complex understanding of the universe than is present in traditional biblical texts. However, perhaps the most intriguing revelations are about the Watchers, a group of angels who, disobeying God, descended to earth and united with human women. This union gave rise to the Nephilim, a race of giants that terrorized the ancient world. The Nephilim were not only physically imposing, but also brought with them a spiritual and moral corruption that threatened divine creation. The Book of Enoch details how these fallen angels shared forbidden secrets with humanity. They taught men the use of metals, sorcery, and even enchantments, practices that were beyond human understanding and morality at the time. These revelations deeply corrupted humanity, precipitating chaos and leading to divine intervention. The spread of this forbidden knowledge led to the destruction of earth by the flood, an event narrated both in the book of Genesis and the book of Enoch. However, Enoch's version offers more complex details, describing the cosmic struggle between the fallen angels and the faithful angels, and God's decision to cleanse the earth of the corruption introduced by these celestial beings. In addition to recounting these events, the Book of Enoch also addresses the fate of souls after death. Enoch describes a place where the souls of the righteous and the wicked await final judgment. This vision profoundly influenced Christian theology regarding heaven, hell, and the eternal destiny of souls. One of the central points of the Book of Enoch is the account of the fall of angels, an event that profoundly shaped human history. These angels, known as the Watchers, were sent to earth to watch over and protect humans. However, instead of fulfilling their purpose, they rebelled against God and took wives for themselves from among the daughters of men. Enoch 6:2. This transgression resulted in the birth of the Nephilim, gigantic beings who brought destruction and chaos to earth. The Nephilim were not only giants in the physical sense, but also figures of great power and influence, capable of distorting the natural order. Their impact was devastating. They devoured Earth's resources, and when humanity could no longer sustain them, they turned against the humans themselves, initiating an era of terror and destruction. The book mentions that the Nephilim also influence human behavior in dangerous ways. They introduce sorcery, astrology, and the use of weapons. The knowledge that the Watchers taught humanity was something humans were not ready to handle responsibly. This led to a spiral of corruption, resulting in God's direct intervention with the flood. The Book of Enoch details the judgment of the fallen angels. Before the flood, Enoch was called to intercede for the Watchers, but the divine response was clear. You descended to earth and corrupted humanity. Your children, the Nephilim, will be destroyed. Enoch 15:3. God decreed that the Watchers would be imprisoned and the Nephilim exterminated, marking the end of an era of chaos and the beginning of a new order on earth. Besides the historical accounts, the Book of Enoch is known for its prophetic visions, which offer a detailed perspective on the final fate of humanity and the universe. During his journeys to the heavens, Enoch was shown a vision of the future where the elect, a messianic figure, would be sent by God to judge humanity and spiritual beings. The final judgment would not only concern humans, but also the fallen angels and all spiritual forces that corrupted the world. Enoch saw the elect seated on a throne of glory, judging both the living and the dead, angels and humans, and establishing a new cosmic order. And on that day, the elect shall sit on the throne of glory, and all the spirits of righteousness shall strengthen themselves in his presence. Enoch 61:8. One of Enoch's most impactful visions was the creation of a new heaven and a new earth, completely purified of all corruption. This vision, echoing the book of Revelation in the New Testament, describes a future where divine justice prevails and where the righteous dwell eternally in God's light. The earth shall be cleansed of all impurity, and the sun and the moon shall be transformed, and all glorious beings shall be inhabited by eternal light. Enoch 91:16. The fate of souls is also a central theme in Enoch's visions. He describes how the righteous will shine like stars, living eternally with God, while the wicked and the fallen angels will be condemned to an eternal abyss of suffering. This vision of the final judgment offered both a warning and a promise of redemption, and profoundly influenced Christian conceptions of the end times. Even after centuries of its exclusion from the biblical canon, the Book of Enoch remains a work of great influence. Its impact on Jewish and Christian traditions is undeniable, and it continues to be a source of curiosity and debate among scholars and theologians. One of the reasons for its continued fascination is that it offers a much more detailed account of themes only briefly mentioned in the Bible, such as the fall of the angels and the final judgment. In the early centuries of Christianity, the Book of Enoch was widely read and respected. The Apostle Jude himself directly refers to the book in his epistle, quoting Enoch's prophecies about God's judgment. Enoch, the seventh from Adam, prophesied about them. See, the Lord is coming with thousands upon thousands of his holy ones to judge everyone. Jude 1 verses 14-15. This citation shows that, in the early days of the church, the book was considered an important source of revelation. However, over time, the book was excluded from the official canon, especially in the West. Many believe that the reason for this was the fact that the book challenged many established beliefs about divine order and the relationship between heaven and earth. The detailed descriptions of the rebellion of the angels and the rise of the Nephilim were seen as disturbing and difficult to reconcile with the emerging theology of the time. But the book never completely disappeared. It continued to be preserved in the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, where it remains part of the official Bible to this day. With the rediscovery of ancient texts like the Dead Sea Scrolls, interest in the Book of Enoch resurfaced in the 20th century. Many modern scholars now explore its ideas and relevance, recognizing that it offers a unique perspective on the relationship between the spiritual and material worlds. The exclusion of the book, in some ways, only increased its mystery. Many questions remain unanswered. Why was such an ancient and influential text left out? Does it offer answers to questions that canonical texts do not address? Or does its content indeed represent dangerous knowledge that religious authorities did not want to be spread? The Book of Enoch is a work that challenges us to look at human history in a new light. It reveals a reality where the spiritual and physical worlds intertwine in surprising and often frightening ways. However, the big question that remains is, what do these revelations mean for us today? Do the mysteries contained in this ancient text still hold relevance in our times? And more importantly, how can we apply this knowledge to better understand the world around us? The story of Enoch leads us to reflect on what we still do not know about our past and the future that awaits us. Now it's up to you to draw your own conclusions from these revelations. What will you do with this information? Are we ready to face what has been hidden for so long? If this content piqued your curiosity, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to continue exploring the mysteries that shape our history and may, who knows, define our future.